How has Asperger syndrome's definition changed? Imagine a time when a diagnosis like Asperger syndrome was seen as a separate condition, almost like a different branch on the autism tree. Well, that's how it used to be. Back in the 1940s, a doctor named Hans Asperger described children who had trouble with social interactions, had very focused interests, and communicated in unique ways. These children often had intelligence that was average or even above average, which made them stand out from other autistic children. For many years, Asperger's was considered its own diagnosis, often called high-functioning autism. But things started to change as scientists learned more about autism. In 2013, the American Psychiatric Association decided to stop using Asperger's as a separate label in the 5th edition of the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders. Instead, they put everyone under the umbrella of Autism Spectrum Disorder. This shift was because researchers realized autism is a wide range of conditions, not separate categories. They found that trying to separate Asperger's from other forms of autism was confusing and not very reliable. Plus, the idea of dividing autism into different types was based on outdated views. The new way of thinking sees autism as a spectrum, meaning people can have different strengths and challenges, but they are all part of the same condition. Another reason for the change was historical. Hans Asperger's name became controversial because of his involvement with the Nazi regime during the 1930s and 40s. Many in the autism community felt it was inappropriate to keep using his name for a diagnosis. Moving away from Asperger's as a separate label also fits with the neurodiversity movement. This movement sees autism as a natural variation in how brains work, rather than a disorder to be fixed. Today, doctors use levels of support needed to describe autism. Level 1 is similar to what was called Asperger's, people who need some help but have good language and thinking skills. So, in simple terms, Asperger's syndrome has gone from being a separate diagnosis to part of a bigger picture. This change helps us understand autism better, makes diagnosis clearer, and respects how autistic people see themselves.